Hi everyone, Ian here. Just wanted to do a quick message before the show started. First off, I wanted to apologize for the lateness of the episode. I had some health issues over the last week that were keeping me from being able to edit. Also, Eric and I were trying to decide whether or not we were going to release this episode. We learned halfway through the editing process that a good amount of the information that we had for the USS Nightmare, was fake. It was made up. We'll admit it. It was all false. Also, this is the first episode where we had a guest, and the audio was not great. I did my best to clean it up. However, it drops off and gets a little rough at times. So I just wanted to thank you in advance for sticking through the episode. It is fun. It is funny. I hope you laugh. And we will see you in the episode from the future and the past.
Oh my god. He is a bear as an icon.
Yeah, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, I can also edit out any coughs that happen. So
okay, that's good. Yeah,
but don't blaze it too hard.
No,
Hey, don't tell me how to live my life.
He just had COVID. No, it's not. That's why he's coughing.
I mean, if anybody listens to this and is surprised that someone in a group of individuals surrounding this podcast smokes weed,
right? If they're surprised, yeah.
I was at a bus stop leaving Sinclair.
Yeah.
And this little guy walks up to me, all kind of like side-eyeing me. And at that point in time, I had longer hair, and I don't know if I was capable of growing a goatee, but if I was, I had one at that point in time. And he just walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" I'm like, I'm okay. It's waiting at the bus stop. And he says, like, "So, do you know where to get any herb?" And it took me a minute to realize he wasn't talking about, like, oregano.
Oh my, really?
Yeah, it's...
I don't know, probably Kroger, man. Like,
yeah.
No, that was it. I'm like, there's a Kroger down the street from me. It was just... But I didn't make a complete fool of myself, because I sat there for a minute processing. I was like, no, I do not.
That's funny. I got stereotyped a lot too when I first had all my long hair and shit. Yeah, I got that. I got pulled over by cops who tried to plant weed on me.
No, oh.
Yeah.
I was going to tell a funny story, but you just had a story of police not fun.
Yeah, I had they not tried to plant weed, but they tried to plant like drugs on me, and they were probably going to arrest me just to fuck with me until like I'm like maybe 18.
I'm maybe 8.
I thought you were
I was a literal baby.
Let's just plant some coke on the third grader. That'll be a lot of paperwork, a lot of overtime for us.
Especially because I got pulled over in a car.
Am I being detained? Go gaga.
But yeah, I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I broke down and like I was crying and shit because like I thought I was getting arrested for no reason. And because they even had a dog sniff my car. Two. I got pulled over by an initial officer, and then another officer. He called another officer, a canine unit, to come sniff my car, and he's like,
oddly enough, it wasn't the dog. It was just the officer came and sniffed your car.
Yeah.
The dog was just a coincidence.
Dog was just coincidence. But then he's like, he bullshitted me saying my dog gave me a signal that there's something on the driver's side of the car. You're sure there's nothing you want to tell me? I watched this dog like the entire time. It didn't sit. It didn't scratch.
Did it give a knowing wink?
No, it didn't even give a knowing wink.
It inhaled for 3 seconds instead of the normal 2. The 3 seconds.
That's what it did.
Drugs.
My other funny I've obviously have partaken at this point. Well, not at this point in time. I don't do it anymore.
That makes one of us out of the 3 people in this chat.
Yeah. But I didn't for a long time, mostly because I just didn't know where to get it. I was like, where do you even... I still don't know where to buy weed. This guy came into my bookstore, and it was a wild time. He was probably in his like mid-30s at that point in time. And he apparently had literally just come out of a coma after getting shot. It was early 2009, I think.
Okay.
Or early mid-2000. It was early in, like, the Obama years. And, like, he saw a picture of Michelle Obama, and he's like, that's the president's wife? She's pretty.
Okay,
and, like, yeah, he wanted all these, he was, like, asking me to help him get books on, like, martial arts, because he was big into Bruce Lee and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he couldn't really carry things yet, because he was still in recovery.
Yeah, like atrophy and shit.
He's like, yeah, would you mind walking these out back? Because my girlfriend works at the beauty parlor behind this mall. I was like, sure. And we get out there, so we're removed from my work environment. And he says, now, Ian, I don't want you to think that I'm judging you based on your looks or anything like that, but I can tell that you like to smoke a little every now and then. And I was like, no, I really don't. He's like, no, Ian, it's okay, because in the Bible, God says that he gave us all of the plants and herbs to put to our use. And I was like, I don't, though. And he's like, no, it's okay. You don't need to tell me. I just want to let you know it's all right. Just don't let it take over your life. And so I was like, I think I just got stereotyped.
Oh my god.
I mean, I did have long hair back then, and I wore patchouli a lot too.
That's so
but
funny.
it was,
Yeah,
I was like,
patchouli might have
yeah,
pushed it over the edge.
Maybe. Yeah.
patchouli is one of those scents where if you had, like, a lot of people would be like, I smell weed. I'm like, that's not weed. That's just patchouli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it smells like weed to people who don't know what weed smells like.
Yeah. I just not only did he like stereotype you after multiple times you being like I don't do this. I'm not even like being like coy about it. Like I don't smoke weed. And he's like, no. It's okay in God's eyes.
He didn't think you were just. He didn't just stereotype you as a hippie. He stereotyped you as like a closet Christian hippie.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to justify this to you by quoting scripture.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you look like you smoke weed, but you also feel guilty about it because God's watching you.
I'll now read from Genesis 4:20. So, welcome to this 420 special edition of
only a couple months late
of Our Haunted Backyard. This is the podcast where we talk about country road cryptids, small town spooky, and other local legends. And today we have special surprise guest, my brother and yours, Evan.
Welcome, Evan. Welcome to the Haunted Backyard.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I guess I'm everyone's brother now.
You are. I'm
Yes.
pimping you out as a brother.
Okay.
Brother pimp. You're just.
You have so many brother credits, you can pass them out to whoever you want, and you've given them to the world.
Exactly. I'm gonna just like if somebody needs a brother for whatever reason. I don't know what do brothers do when they're adults.
Mostly, I mean,
that was really me. I was like, I have a brother. What do we do?
What do we do as an adult?
Like help each other move, I guess. That's a grown-up thing. We haven't done that though since the first time you moved, I think.
Yeah. This is also probably going to confuse everybody listening to this because they're not going to know when it's me or when it's Evan.
That's true. Yeah. I was about to say
that used to happen at when we did theater together and stuff, and we'd be off talking somewhere, and someone who couldn't see us, didn't know, like, they thought you were talking to yourself.
I was literally just about to say there was that one time we were working on a set, and somebody thought I was talking out loud to myself.
And then we talk over each other, and it sounds like your voice is layered, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's possessed."
Ian's a demon.
I was about to list what I do with my brother, what my brother and I do as adults, and we'd mostly just hang out, drink beer, and then he tells me that I should probably try mushrooms once.
See, Evan never told me that. My mom told me that, though.
I've told you that, too.
But Mom did it first.
Yeah. Well, our hangouts usually involve you criticizing my beer pouring, too, because I get absent-minded with it.
That sounds like something. I love you, Ian. That sounds like something you would do.
I try not to be pretentious.
Oh, speaking of beer, great segue. our backyard brews are back because Ian has never tried this lager before.
Yeah.
I have tried it very recently and I love it. We're trying Red Stripe today. Well, Ian is.
Yeah,
I already tried.
I've never had. It's been on my list for a while because I see it everywhere. And as far as my bucket list goes, it is a different style of lager than the other ones I've drunk. And so I'm like, oh yes, I need to have a Jamaican lager. It's good. I like it.
It's really smooth. Yeah, I love it.
You've never had a Red Stripe before. That's interesting.
I've never had a Red Stripe. Yeah. Well, for a long time I didn't like lagers because I always associated them with like cheap beer, Bud and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this is I would buy this again because it'll be cheaper and like easy to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crisp, mellow, easy to drink after like mowing the lawn.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Getting to watch my Wrestle Boys, something like that.
This will definitely be something I buy alongside PBR for festival. So Evan, if you ever want some Red Stripe, I'm gonna have it probably.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I'd known we were gonna be drinking beers. All I have is hot garage Budweiser.
That's okay.
Drink it.
Fuck it, I'm doing it. Hey, it's not that bad.
So
this is gonna be chaos, and I love it.
Yeah.
I kind of thrust having a guest on us today, unexpected to both Eric and Evan. But so why is Evan relevant to this episode?
Evan is relevant to this episode because today we are going to talk about a place that he used to work at. We're going to talk about Ohio and / Kentucky's haunted attraction, the USS Nightmare.
Spooky times.
Yeah. Because it is officially the holiday that shall not be named has passed. That means we're officially in spooky season.
We got Labor Day coming up.
We got Labor Day coming up, yeah. But after 4th of July, I count it as start of spooky season.
That is very valid.
Most of the time, it's when department stores like Joann and Michael's start pushing out their Halloween merch is about this time.
Okay, yeah,
so
okay,
that's kind of why I count it.
The minute I see a Skelly in a Walmart, it's now Halloween.
Halloween's every day.
Yeah. So Eric, I've never been to the USS Nightmare.
Neither have I. It's okay. I want to go though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Evan, you worked there for quite a while.
It was 2 years or 3 years. It wasn't that long. It was 2 or 3 seasons. I think it might have just been 2. I came back to festival, and those 2 obviously clash.
Yeah, you were a frighter, a huntsman.
A spooky boy.
You were a spooky man.
A spooky man. What was your role on the USS Nightmare? Like, did you have a character like we have it at Renaissance Festival, or did you like play multiple different characters during those couple years?
Basically, each night you go in, you're assigned a different scene, and they assign that based on your skill set, what makeup things they can do to you. Like the year I didn't shave my beard, I couldn't go into certain rooms because they couldn't do certain makeup, but
Gotcha.
It wasn't like an assigned part each year. Some people like did the same part quite a bit, like the bigger story parts, like the captain and the captain's daughter and stuff. But
yeah.
Well, before we get too much further, we should probably, for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what the USS Nightmare is, we should talk about that.
Yep. Because I've got like a little bit of a history lesson of what like the actual, because I'm starting off with what the actual boat is and what its function was. Because before it was a haunted attraction, it was a boat. It was functioning for the USS military, the U.S. military.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a military. I always thought it was like a steamship.
It is a steamship, but it was commissioned and built for the USS military. The U.S. I should keep saying USS. U.S. military. It was built for dredging. It was a steamship built for dredging, which is a dredge is a powerful or machine or large or like large barge, for dredging or removing earth and gathering objects from the bottom of the water. So
that's very interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a big like tilling machine for rivers and stuff.
Okay, cool.
On a boat.
But yeah, so this is a boat that used to be in military service.
Yes.
It was decommissioned and now it sits on the Ohio River between Cincinnati and Kentucky.
Yeah, on the Cincinnati side.
And it's now a haunted attraction.
It's actually on the Kentucky side.
My bad. It is on the Kentucky side of the Ohio River.
Well, now we have to scrap it. We can't do this episode.
Whole new episode.
And a lot of this, my personal research, came from the USS Nightmare's actual website and their YouTube channel. Later on, we're going to have videos. We're going to be live reacting to some videos that we will link in the description, in the show notes of the show. We'll link the videos. We're going to have an actual news footage of this thing, because not only is this thing a haunted attraction, this thing is haunted for real.
It's got real ghosts and fake ghosts.
Yeah, it's got real ghosts and people who are paid to be ghosts.
Imagine, like, being a paid haunter and running into the real ghost and not realizing it's a real ghost.
Yeah.
I felt like that was very likely. Like, I remember sitting there in my scene thinking, if there was a ghost here, I wouldn't know, because there's a lot of, like, recorded voices and shit that moves around on its own. I'm like, there's a spooky guy here, he'd blend right in.
Right.
Evan, did you know it was haunted when you were working there?
I had heard a lot of stories and stuff, but you know how entertainers can be. They're very eccentric, and we make shit up a lot or embellish things, so I didn't always take it too seriously, but I wouldn't have been surprised to know that some actual deaths had happened on the boat. Like, it was an old boat. And
yeah, it's one of those things where every theater has a ghost.
Exactly.
So, but the fact that this isn't just a theater, it is a boat that was used for a period of time. So when was it built? Like, you
it was built in, this is gonna freak you. This is gonna be freaky. This is a freaky connection. When I first stumbled on, when I found this out. It was built in 1934 in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Mothman Town.
What's the significance of that place?
It's Mothman Town.
Yeah, Point Pleasant's where
Yeah, it's where all that sweet Mothman chronicles and activity happened.
That's wild.
Isn't that wild?
I love that.
Oh, I know.
So what was it? What was it originally called?
Originally, it was named after its captain, William S. Mitchell. So the ship was just called William S. Mitchell. He named it after himself.
I was like, wouldn't it be really funny if they just, like, named it it's the USS Nightmare.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
No, so like day one, there's like, this is gonna be a spooky ship on the day.
Yeah. I need more cobwebs.
I need more cobwebs and skeletons at the helm.
More avoidance.
Yeah. It was, the William S. Mitchell, as it was called before it was a haunted attraction, was a side-wheel dredge boat designed to carve through the river's erosive and treacherous path, clearing the way for commercial travel. Okay. So it was functioning. It was meant to help get boats on the river, like, easier to cross it. Mm-hmm. From the beginning, however, Mitchell seemed to have much more sinister purpose and would remain in existence. His much more sinister purpose would remain in existence to this day. And some say the reason that the USS Nightmare is haunted, or the William S. Mitchell is haunted, is because it supposedly disturbed an ancient burial ground and it cursed the boat. That was one of the other things that the video mentioned.
So when you're saying that Mitchell had sinister purposes, I was trying to figure out if you were referring to the captain or to the boat.
The boat is sentient and has...
I mean...
The boat's a dick.
The boat's a dick.
I mean, that boat beat you up.
I mean, it fucking did, yeah.
Or you beat yourself up with the boat.
I got bruised quite a bit, but I was also very enthusiastic.
That's fair.
We were talking... This is really weird. I was talking about this ship the other night, and I was talking. Oh shit! I was out to dinner with my in-laws, and I can't even remember what brought it up.
Yeah,
but we were talking about that, and, like, I was mentioning, like, how you had bruises all over your body from throwing yourself up against the walls.
Yeah, that's because the room that I was in, I always, like, measured my success working there by the number of scares I could get per group. So if there were certain rooms I could work in where if I was sneaky enough and snuck around like the little back ways, I could get 3 to 4 scares on the same group. So I could get
Nice.
everyone, like the middle of the line, the back of the line, the front of the line. But there was a wall because I was working in the kitchen room where they had all like the different body parts and shit. But there was also on one of the walls on the other side of it, there was this tunnel that they went through where like it was inflatable and the walls pressed in on you as you had to go through. So I would, when I knew someone was like right on the other side of this thin plywood, I would just slam my body up against it. So they would just have a loud bang
Oh
right
my
next
god.
to me. Yeah, I got bruises all up and down. But yeah, my arms and legs and shit because
Just
of
imagine
that.
you like one day breaking through the plywood, and everyone's just like, "Look how realistic the blood is." You're just like spraying fluids on
Oh
them, and
my
like, "Oh, I
god.
can't believe they did this! It's so genius!" And you're like, "Please take me to the hospital."
On certain nights, I mean, there definitely was like real wounds. I actually have a small scar on my face, I think, from hitting myself on some kind of bolt or screw or something that was in some of the piping.
I
But
think that
there was
qualifies
certain...
you as like you should get a like Purple Heart because you got injured on a
Yeah.
military vessel. That's I'm pretty sure that's a law. It also like I think that earns you an anchor tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be my next one.
Yeah, you have a nautical injury.
I was on the water because that thing is constantly on the river, and I don't think it runs by itself. I think it has to be towed, but it's actually
Yeah.
moved during the off season. Like it's mobile still.
So we've heard about we've got Mitchell is sinister.
Yes. Just I also have like the dimensions of this boat just to give everybody like how big this thing is. Its dimensions are 277.5 feet in length and it's 84 feet in width. It's a pretty huge boat. It's got 600 HP steam propelling engines, side wheel or panel wheel in its construction, two 30-foot tall boiler stacks, and it's also listed on the National Register of Historical Places. It's
a decent size. Yeah,
it's a decent sized boat. Pretty decent.
At certain points, there were technically 3 stories, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of it right now. It's like a flat bottom barge kind of situation with there's a front with a little tower in it, and then you can see where kind of up here where the captain. I'm assuming that's the helm, and then 2 other layers stories. What does a ship have?
It's levels, I think. Levels.
Level sounds nautical, yeah. More than
which one's the poop deck?
I think the main deck is the poop deck.
Okay.
If Ian and I are good pretend pirates at Ren Fair, I'm pretty sure that's the main deck.
There was not a good place to poop on that boat, I think. I don't think there was a bathroom on it. I definitely peed on it a few times. But I think the porta potty, we had to use the porta potties.
Damn.
I never pooped on the water. I worked on the water, but never pooped on it.
God, that's again, a lot of this comes from the USS Nightmare's website, so I'm gonna paraphrase there. Crew members describe Captain Mitchell as particular at times and a maniacal leader at most. He apparently would collect bones that he dredged up from the riverbed, and a lot of them weren't animal bones that he would find under there and just keep.
I mean, it sounds like he's just into that the TikTok Goblin Core, but 80 years early.
All my bones.
All my bones.
Look at my bone shirt.
And apparently, he journaled. He began writing in the days leading up to his death. Even more ominous into his life on the boat. One captain noted in various accounts of odd circumstances surrounding his beloved daughter Anna, who also lived on the boat. So he had a wife and he had a daughter named Anna. I couldn't find anything on his wife. But Anna was the only child to the Captain Mitchell and his late wife. Although he was very protective of her, you could only imagine the life of a young girl having to just be on a dredging boat for her entire fucking life.
And her dad's hobby is collecting river bones.
Yeah.
What your dad do? He likes bones.
Why can't you like smoke a pipe like other captains?
Like other sea captains.
I do smoke a pipe, but it's bone. Yar.
He would apparently, in order to entertain his daughter, he would apparently, when carnivals and circuses were in town and they stopped to refuel the boat, he would let clowns on the fucking boat to entertain his daughter and his family. And the crew. Also the crew.
I mean, you're not allowed to leave the boat.
I'm gonna bring these fucking clowns on the boat.
A swarm of clowns. I mean, forget the mound, the burial grounds or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was probably the clowns. The clowns are the reason it's haunted now.
Oh, man. Just imagine, like, everyone stops to refuel and they just hear, and the crew member's like, oh, fuck, it's the clowns again.
Maybe he pays the clowns in bones. That's my conspiracy.
That made my skin crawl.
That's where Billy the Bone Clown comes in.
It's Billy the Bone Clown.
Hey, wait, is that a clown?
I mean, I just made him up.
I was just saying, like, they should have that as a character on the ship.
Oh man, they should have.
Billy the Bone Clown.
Oh man.
Hey kids, I'm Bones.
Yeah, there was a Power Rangers enemy named Bones. He appeared in like the second episode.
But was he a clown?
He was not. But they did have a clown villain in the first season, but then after his first form was a human clown, and then when he fought the Power Rangers, he turned into a pinoctopus, which is a pineapple octopus.
Oh my god.
Which looks nothing like what you think it looks like.
Power Rangers is fucking weird.
They used footage from Super Sentai Zeo Ranger. They had to make up shit as they went.
Like, well, what do we got from Japan today? Pineapple octopus?
Yeah, Pinoctopus is what they call it. I also know a lot about viewers. We're huge nerds on this podcast. I know way too much about Power Rangers. After, again, Eric rants on comics. After that brief stint of me ranting on comics. So yeah, so Captain Mitchell, the ship was named after him. And Mitchell is on the Mitchell, and he's stopping for refueling, and he gets clowns to come on board and entertain his daughter, and also reluctantly the crew, probably. Fucking clowns are good. During one day, and I was frantically looking this up while writing this, and also like just a few minutes ago, I was frantically looking this up. So correct me if I'm wrong. I could not find the actual date of this happening, of when it broke free. Not even on USS Nightmare's website. I even frantically looked really quick, but I cannot find the actual date of when the Mitchell massacre happened.
There was a massacre?
Well, that's what they ended up calling it when it broke free.
Did it involve the clowns?
No.
Okay.
Did not involve the clowns. One day, but I want to say it was in like 1980. One day, the William S. Mitchell mysteriously broke free of its moorings, like where it was docked, and it wreaked havoc for miles down the river. Onlookers and military rescue choppers hovered helplessly as local news documented the boat slamming into not one, not two, but 4 different bridges along the way, unknowing that they would find when it finally stopped slamming into bridges. What they found when they got on the boat, they were sickened to find a sinister massacre in front of them. They found what was not only there were people on the boat, but there were bodies that had been tortured and mangled to an unimaginable degree. Tortured
like by a person, or like they were just like because the ship was crashing into things?
They just said tortured. It just said tortured. It is believed that those people, that not only were people killed in the massacre, but it is also believed that the captain was rumored to have tortured people, and the captain, his wife, and Anna are also presumed to be killed in the massacre, but Anna's body was never found. The daughter's body.
But this was in 1980, right?
Yes.
When did Mitchell start? He started when it...
I know it broke away in 1980, like, maybe it was in the 70s, I don't know.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I could not find a date, but I was, like, basing off what I remember the footage looking like. But, speaking of footage, we can, like, watch that real quick.
Okay, so Evan, before we do that, did you know there's like a massacre?
I think some of this lore might be like spice to the storyline, like on the haunted attraction.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the boat did crash, and there's real news footage of that. But I think like the ritualistic stuff, like I don't know if Mitchell is a historical character or not.
That's fair. Like, Mitchell, I believe his historical, like, because the boat is registered like in the national park, like the national service. Like, it was whether or not he did the killings, like whether or not that can be proven if he did the killings. I'm pretty sure he was. I think he was a real person. I want to say he's a real person.
Yeah. But so what's the storyline for the boat? Like, what was that? I'm super unfamiliar with hauntings, so the fact that there is like a plot to this boat is kind of wild to me.
It's a loose plot. Like the main plot points, like I think the clown stories were an explanation for the clown rooms, which are like a maze of cloth doors and shit, and sometimes mirrors behind the cloth. The main plot points are like you visit the captain and Anna shows up, and there's like a couple different people who play Anna. Like there's one actual little girl, and then there's like an adult person. But yeah, I think a lot of the plot line is like the history is like why the boat's haunted, or why there's an attraction, and why there's zombies here, or why the crew looks all dead and mangled.
It's because they got tired of those clowns.
It's because they got tired of those fucking clowns.
Okay.
Oh, the best part about the clown rooms was there's two different rooms, but they look exactly the same. And one of the clown rooms, like the clowns can decide to like let you through to the next part of the boat, or they can send you back through the beginning, which is like one of those spinning tunnels.
Oh fuck yeah!
So you can get stuck in the clown room for like 30 minutes, and then like 20 minutes later, you get into a room that looks exactly the same, and there's more clowns.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Insane.
That was a lot of fun. I liked being the clown because I'm a bald person, so they could do a lot of makeup on my head and shit. And I had they made like a riffraff looking wig on me, like a skullet. Yeah, and I looked just extra creepy as a clown with like a skullet and shit.
That's dope.
Yeah, if you're okay with it, you've got a lot of pictures of you from haunting. If you wouldn't mind, we might post some of those with the episode.
Yeah, anything that you find and you want to use. I liked being the piggy man too. That was fun.
The one that always stuck out with me was the pig.
Oh, I hate pigs. Yeah. Pigs scare me.
Like the whole pig head, or like the little oink nose that was like attached to my face and stuff?
No, it was like full mask. It was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff,
or like Professor Pig from Batman. Sure.
Yes.
Sorry, that's another good. There I go.
I did have a mask that was similar to the one that he had. That was like actually attached to my face and had like the little like pork nose and stuff over my nose.
Yeah, have you seen Evan's pictures?
I've never seen them actually.
We'll have to look at them after.
We'll have to get them after the recording. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some video that we're gonna play.
We have two of them. This commercial is, I think, from 1995.
Look at that 90s ass Burger King logo.
Oh, I love it. This is the shit that I live for.
This is a very specific aesthetic. Yeah.
It's the shit that I live for. Watch this.
The Q102 BB Riverboat's USS Nightmare has an all-new location next to Riverfront Stadium on the Ohio side under the suspension bridge. 2 new bloody floors with 35-foot slides to hell. The Nightmare is open now, Wednesday through Sundays beginning at 7 p.m. Discount coupons available at Burger King and movie gallery locations. Visit the Nightmare at our new location next to the stadium under the suspension bridge on the Ohio side. We'll see you in hell.
Go to Burger King and then go to hell.
Burger King in hell.
See you in hell. 30-foot. What was it? Like something foot slides to hell?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that shit, man.
Does the Mitchell have those slides?
Oh,
no, no slides.
That sounds the least fun.
Yeah, damn. But no, I love that shit. We got one more, I think, from 2009.
Looking for a howling good time this Halloween? Head to the hunt with the best streams this side of the Mississippi, the USS Nightmare. Dare to be scared at this harrowing haunt. Once a runaway steamboat crushed under a bridge, now it's a floating death dredge, haunted by the river's most notorious crew from the crypt. Visit USSNightmare.com for coupons and info. Then muster your courage for one of the top 13 haunted attractions in America, the USS Nightmare. Just try not to scream.
In some ways, that was more 90s than the 90s one was.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, how is the 2009 commercial more 90s?
The only thing it was missing was the Burger King advertisement.
Oh man, that clip art is like that royalty free. Those royalty free bats flying at you is my favorite part.
And just his whole demeanor. I was waiting for. I wanted him to be like, "These skeletons have a bone to pick with you."
He's throwing his inner crypt keeper.
Oh man,
No, that's what it was. It had big crypt keeper energy.
but I love the Crypt Keeper.
I want to know where to watch that stuff.
Tales from the Crypt on HBO Max.
Is it?
I think so. If I'm not, it might be on HBO Max or on Shudder. Where it's on the horror streaming service Shudder.
Shudder to sponsor us.
We should. God, please, Shudder, please sponsor. I loved your shit. You got me through quarantine. Honestly, like that was all I watched in my 5 days of quarantine. Was I just watched horror films the entire time.
Hell yeah, I've been on a horror film kick recently. I just rewatched both the It movies, which they're good, but not like
Tales from the Dark Side.
Tales from the Darks. Oh yeah, not as cool Tales from the Crypt because it doesn't have the Crypt Keeper. I have the first season of Tales from the Crypt on DVD. Like I have the first season on DVD.
It's getting back. It is getting back to spooky season. I'll probably start watching more horror films soon.
It's God, it's so good. If I could recommend one, I recommend. I would love to sit down with y'all and watch an episode, a movie called Spookies.
Is that the one with the poop monster?
With the poop monster? Wait, did it have a poop monster in it? No, it doesn't have a poop monster. It's got a gnarly as hell Grim Reaper in it. Like a Grim Reaper monster, like he's not the actual Grim Reaper, but it's got a Grim Reaper. It's got like little goblin things that crawl around, and then it's got this woman gets possessed by a Ouija board, but like it becomes like a cat looking monster thing. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Oh, and it's got like a random werewolf with like a hook for a hand and pirate clothing, like running around.
Damn, it sounds like it has everything I want in a movie.
It is really weird.
I think there's a shit monster in here too. I've not watched it.
But maybe I didn't immediately recognize it as a poop monster.
There's a poop monster in Dogma.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to actually watch it. Because I remember hearing about this movie because it's actually two movies?
It's actually two. Spookies is actually two movies that got mushed together into one movie. Yeah, because it's weird. It's I had to watch it with Joe Bob Briggs, the Last Drive-In Joe Bob Briggs, because he comes in with breaks and talks about the movie, and I needed that to get through the movie.
Yeah, Dead Meat has a video about it.
Spookies?
Yeah.
But a horror movie that I could out of all the ones that I watched that I could like recommend, Ginger Snaps is really good if you guys have never seen Ginger Snaps.
I've not watched Ginger Snaps yet.
It's a werewolf film. It's a good werewolf movie.
Those are few and far between.
I know. It's a good werewolf
film.
And
I love them too.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, when they're good, they're good. When werewolf movies are good, they're really good.
Yeah, there's like American Werewolf in London.
Yep.
I've not watched The Howling yet.
I've not watched the original Howling.
I still have Dogman on the brain.
Not Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf's good, but it's not a horror film. Stephen King's Silver Bullet.
Okay.
That's a good one.
There's one with Jack Nicholson, too.
Oh, yeah! I can't remember what that one's called, but I know there is one with Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson would be a great werewolf.
Yeah.
He looks like one in real life.
Yeah. I also watched like Summer Party Massacre 2.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Reanimator for the first time.
I'm not completely surprised you didn't like that as much. I was slightly surprised though. The overall aesthetic is right up your alley, I think.
It's a cool aesthetic, but like it was really overly hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Reanimator was incredibly overhyped. I loved the gore effects in it. The makeup and gore effects were really, really good. The story was, I wanted it to be spookier. I don't know. I wasn't as creeped out by it. But again, the MVP was a guy who played Dr. Herbert West. Like, he's the MVP of that frickin' movie. He goes
great.
All out for that.
Yeah, it is more of kind of like a science fiction horror than a straight up, which, yeah, I think they deviated a bit from the source material.
It's like the only good Lovecraft movie. The only good one.
There's a silent film version of the Call of Cthulhu that's actually pretty good.
Oh, okay. I might have to check that one out.
But anyway, so what did we have anything more about the USS Nightmare?
No, that was all I really could find on it.
Okay.
That was all I had on the USS Nightmare. I would love to go and walk through it.
You and Evan can have a good time doing that. I will. I will sit outside and cry just thinking about it.
You not like haunted houses?
Oh, I think the only time I went inside a haunted house I was probably like 9. And it was just one of the neighborhood haunted houses during Halloween.
Yeah.
And I went in one scare and I started crying and they took me out.
Oh, man.
I might have an easier time with it now. I'm not super big into jump scares.
Honestly, jump scares were up my alley, but the last couple times I've gone, it's more of like a creepy atmosphere than a lot of jump scares.
I might be able to handle that.
I really love the Ren Fairs one, Brimstone Haunt. I was a big fan of that one the first time I went last year.
Yeah.
That one was fun.
I don't want to be like too highly critical of haunts, but it's hard to get me after because I'm looking around at all the spaces, like that'd be a good place to hide and that'd be a good place to hide. So usually if someone doesn't pop out of there, I get kind of disappointed.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I get it.
You should submit notes to all the...
They're just like, you should have came out of that corner. That was better.
I found your job, Evan. I found your job. You need to be a haunt consultant. You should be a haunt-sultant. And just go around and be like, look, I'm gonna up your scare game, guys.
Yeah, come in as a mystery shopper and stuff, and then come in a couple times in a few different disguises and take notes and.
Yeah,
but they're just all variations on a mustache.
Yes. It's like when Gordon Ramsay did Kitchen Nightmares or Hotel Hell. It's
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
there's all you can make a TV show out of this.
That's a TV show. I'd watch it.
Pimp my haunt.
Pimp my haunt.
Haunt real estate agent. That'd be fun. I'd watch it. Someone going through and critiquing haunts. Just don't do McCaney Manor. Don't do that.
Is that the tortury one?
That's the tortury one.
Yeah,
that's the tortury one. Have you heard of that one?
Those ones, I like a good mix between jump scares and good character work. Some rooms I really focused on the jump scares and getting scares per group and shit. But there were other ones that be as funny as possible. Come up with as many groany food puns as I could. There was a head inside of a pot in the kitchen, and I just turned it towards the group as they went through. I'm like, "Hey, look, it's a pot head." And,
you were bringing that Beetlejuice energy.
Yeah.
Always bring that Beetlejuice energy.
The vampire room, I started singing "Food, Glorious Food" as people walked through.
So we found your dream job. You need to be a haunt consultant.
That's great.
Well, anyway. Thank you for sticking through this kind of looser episode.
It's very loose, yeah.
Yeah, it's first time having a guest, so
it was fun.
It was happy. It was good. Maybe next time we'll try and have you come on, and we'll actually be able to get you in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would ask if you have anything you want to plug, but you're not an influencer.
No. Yeah, I barely have a Facebook.
You got that mum talk. You're getting that TikTok with mum.
We haven't filmed anything yet, so
we're gonna try to do it this Friday.
Thank you for coming on and giving us your experience being a spooky boy.
Yeah,
professional.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you ever want just any more stories and stuff of spooky times to spice things up, or a little segment or something like that, I have a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
awesome! That'd be fun. Yeah,
we'll get you on again. We'll get you on to talk about Cincinnati. We've learned so much about Cincinnati.
Oh my god, we've learned too much. We've learned too much.
Cincinnati. figured out who the magicians were. The wizards.
Oh, you heard the Magician War, the Magic War?
So I'm one step closer to being able to do an episode on the Cincinnati Wizard War.
There was I know Sawbones, because the episode of Sawbones I saw live when I saw my brother and me. They talked about the market for dead bodies and stuff in Cincinnati. There was a lot of grave robbing and stuff that happened around here.
Cincinnati, Southern Ohio in general is just Ohio's very spooky in general, but Cincinnati's the extra spooky.
Yeah, it's the epicenter of spook.
It's because of that freaking secret society.
Because of that fucking secret society, man.
There's a secret society around here?
Yeah.
So we'll probably end up just cutting this part out.
We'll just end up
because
cutting
we've already talked about it. But there was a it's not even a secret society. It was a fraternal hereditary pseudo-military order called the Society of the Cincinnati that was basically an attempt to start a new aristocracy in America after the Revolutionary War. And it had George Washington and the founder of Cincinnati, Arthur St. Clair, and a bunch of other people in it. And he named Cincinnati after the Society of Cincinnati to try to get people to move there. And there's supposedly, I need to do more research into it, but there's supposedly all kinds of other weird stuff about that society. But there was also in the early or mid 1900s, there was a wizard war apparently.
Oh, yeah, and I'm excited to learn about the wizard.
Wizard war. Yes, I need to know.
I'm excited to learn about the wizard war.
Once again, thank you, Evan.
Thank you so much.
No, it was fun.
And thank you all for listening. Follow us on the various social media.
You can get us on Instagram, and also you can get us on Twitter.
And send us emails if you have any stories about hauntings, real hauntings or boat hauntings that were you terrorized by my little brother?
Yeah, if you went to the USS
you
Nightmare.
Might be owed compensation.
Hey, no.
Send us some emails. Reach out. Review us on Spotify, iTunes, whichever thing you listen to.
Wherever you can rate us and review, we'd really appreciate it. And those emails can go to hauntedbackyardcast@gmail.com, all one word.
And until next time, stay spooky and stay nice.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Boogie time.